I will say the one thing that, and of course, leave it. This is how my mind works. Like I took a little bit of exception when he was talking about recruiting the skill positions versus the lines.
Because the lines have actually been recruited pretty well.
I so
No, I think his concern was for the big guy. He said big guys generally. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, man.
no. Well,
What do you think the summation was? I'm sorry.
I think that they've recruited the lines better than we're giving them credit for.
Okay.
Currently, at least this staff. I understand there's been issues with that in the past, but I will say, so I was kind of looking back, and I understand offensive line, there's like a delayed gratification thing there, right?
Very much so.
But we are 3 years in terms of 3 recruiting classes in for Coach Rhule, right? So he just wrapped up his 3rd class in December, February, whatever you want to call it. They've signed 14 offensive linemen in those classes. And I just wanted to go through real quick for you here. And you tell me if you like these guys or not, okay? Sam Sledge.
Yes.
Big Slam Sledge guy, right? We like Grant Bricks.
Yes.
We like Houston Kahina Torres.
Yes.
We like Preston Talmua.
Yes.
Do we like Gibson Pyle?
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't know yet.
Don't know.
Brock Knutson.
Yeah.
Tyler Knack was a transfer that came in under Rhule.
Like him.
Like him. We like Jason Machacek.
Yes.
We like Gunnar Gatula.
Yes.
More than we thought we were going to, for sure, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he ended up, I mean, if he can get his body right, like stay healthy and get his body right, like that's a guy that I was really impressed with already. Guys like incoming freshmen out. We like Sean Hammerbeck.
Oh, yeah.
We like Juju Marks.
Yep.
We like Brian Tapu.
Yep.
So I get a lot of these guys haven't played yet, right? Because we're on a little bit of a delay with offensive line because you don't want offensive linemen to play right away. But I just went through a bunch of the guys that they got, that they recruited and have developed and have started to develop. I think they've actually done a really nice job on the offensive line. And that's not even, I didn't even go through the guys they've already got committed for this year's class, like Ainsworth and Waterman. Like I think they've done, and then I haven't even brought up guys that they turned in, guys that they inherited that none of us liked, that they've turned into players that we like and appreciate. Like Ben Hart's the biggest one. We would have drove Ben Hart to the airport.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we're like, oh man, we are set at tackle because we've got Ben Hart now.
No, that's legit. I think that's a good way to look at it too, because perception versus reality is pretty different. And again, he's one of only a handful, Coach Raiola, whose position group has gotten better every year.
Almost to a man. There's a couple you could point out, but maybe regressed a little here or there, but almost to, and that's a big.
Yeah, I did think Ben Scott was going to take a bigger jump.
I thought he was probably better his first year than his second year.
But
which is fine.
I'm telling you, ask Ben Scott though. Well, he told us. I don't know if it was on or off air. He's like, the work ethic in meetings and attention to detail is vastly different than when I was at Arizona State. It took me a long time. Like we would lift together, and then I wouldn't see those guys until the next day. You ain't not doing that here.
Well, let's throw Justin Evans in there too, because he was recruited by Raiola under the previous staff.
Yeah.
Right? So technically still a Raiola guy. We like Justin Evans, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody likes Justin Evans. So we sit here and go, okay, there's all these guys. And I know he's been banged up, but when Turner Corcoran was healthy 2 years ago, we liked what he had turned into as an offensive lineman. So
Corcoran's probably the one guy, and I hate to say it because I think he's a fantastic person. You just couldn't get the fan base to come around him.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not even going to try. It's
even
whatever.
Though he was playing better when he was healthy.
Yeah.
He was playing better. Now, I think he was also playing probably out of position more than he wanted to as well, but that's neither here nor there. My point being, this is a group that's developed really, really well, that has taken guys that we didn't care for much when they inherited, turned them into good guys, has taken guys that
was anybody really in love with Gatula coming out of high school?
No.
Okay.
That's kind of my point, though, right? Even one of the guys that we didn't love. Can you remember a game last year where you were like, oh, Gatula's a problem?
Yeah, they were winning games
like
a year ahead of schedule with Gatula.
You never sat there and went,
I'm with you.
He's screwing them.
I think that's
right. So I think they've
and I think it's fairly objective too. You can't really debate it.
No. The offensive line has not been the problem.
You can't really debate it.
Like, the offensive line has been very good.
And it doesn't. That's not to say they
Can
can't
still get better.
Yeah.
And they still want to recruit high-level players. But I'm saying if I'm a Husker fan, I'm looking, I go, okay, I trust their evals because they've done a good job. I trust their development because they've done a good job. So I'm going to assume, and listen, I know their development's been good because again, I keep bringing this up. They've had a lot of offensive line injuries over the last 2 years, and it hasn't mattered. We haven't blinked, right? And so I sit here and I go, okay, they've brought in 14 offensive linemen in the last 3 years. I didn't even count the class that Rhule brought in his last year under Frost. And I sit here and I go, okay, I like what they've done here, and I haven't even gotten to the defensive line, which you know how I feel about some of the guys in that room. You know how I feel about what they've done with the defensive line recruiting.
Just thinking about like some of these position battles, and what I said earlier in the first segment about, well, it's basically the first hour since that was the segment, but how much of it comes down to, well, this guy's just clearly that much better physically.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we need to have happen. There aren't a lot of those.
I think that's one of the things I like about the offensive line room.
There aren't a lot. I mean, at first blush, and clearly those guys know more than me, but like if I'm just kind of going through it in my head, even at running back, I'm not sure how much of it has come down to sheer talent.
Sure. Emmett's stuck with it, though.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that's a dude that's been through it, stuck with it, and is talented.
Yeah, and pretty much knows everything. But again, like what would you do if Nebraska broke the huddle with like Harbert could go in the backfield. They could run zone read with him. EJ, Lindemeyer, Barney, and like Dane Key.
Yeah. I think we could see some 49er stuff this year out of the offense in terms of just putting guys in weird spots.
You just have a lot of versatility.
It's going to put defenses in some odd positions.